Hey guys, I'm wearing red pants. What the hell? Um, I, uh, I shared my last video with people, and some people actually watched it. Okay, so yeah, no big deal. Awkwardness, this is a theme, so hope you like that if you're gonna watch this, or else you're not gonna like this because it's just full of this. It's Saturday morning. I'm supposed to work and clean and do some things, and I got a lot to do. And wow, so what I wanted to share is last night I had a really fun idea. Um, we, when I was putting my boys to sleep, I talk to them to put them to sleep because I have this voice that puts people to sleep. And Simon asked me about how life, something about life. No, it was Connor who said, "Tell me about life." So my first thing I say is abiogenesis. Let's start from the very beginning, I guess. And it got me thinking a lot about, you know, I, we all think about life a lot. What is this? What are we? What is all this? And I think it's a fascinating conversation. It's a little bit the way I do it seems like on the surface might be a little bit scary because I don't do the Jesus loves you, you're going to heaven thing. I do the, you know, more like the we're stardust thing, which is not as pleasant from on the surface, but it gets to be very pleasant in my opinion. And I try to make sure they don't fall asleep before I get to the good part. Um, but what I don't know, you guys, if I do I even tell this story? This is okay. Okay, I'm gonna pause. I'm pausing and gonna collect myself. Pause. Okay. Before I tell my story, I, I want to comment about a little bit about how I'm feeling. I didn't sleep well. I think I'm a little stressed. Even though I feel fine, I feel like I have some stress in me. Nervousness. And so maybe I should just, do some exercise and maybe jump on the trampoline or something. It's really wet right now. Just yoga. Maybe I'll do that. I'm gonna finish my story anyway. I don't really feel smart enough to talk, and I should wait until I'm smart to talk to you because it's a disservice. I'm not gonna share this. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna publish it, not share it. I don't know if I know it didn't make me that comfortable. I I got a couple of really nice comments. I just I know what you're gonna say when I say this, but I just don't think my voice is that. I don't think I have enough to say. All right, I can hear you. I can hear you. No, yes, you do. You're good. Thank you. It's just I want if I'm gonna be someone who talks to other people, I feel like you gotta. That's a lot of responsibility. I don't know if I'm up for it because I'm not that. I'm just a regular dude. I promise. I'm nice, but I'm not that smart. I mean, I'm not. I'm not enough, right? To to listen to because all of my feelings are in all of you already, and so I'm not telling you anything new. I don't think. I'm just getting to the raw, and I think maybe that's nice to hear. Maybe you want to hear someone like me who just is just trying to cut it all away. Maybe that's useful. All right. I have to apologize. I know it's probably frustrating to get through all this. Bleh. To get to the content. Maybe I should make an edit. That would be a good service. I'll make an edit. There's a raw version and an edited version. I think I actually talked about this in one of my previous videos of like one of my plans to do. I make all these raw videos and then I'll come back and edit them. And it tortures me making these because I know all this time wasted or spent or something, energy of the meta. And the meta is so distracting for me. Are you distracted like this also? I'm curious. We've been learning a lot about ADHD, and I'm learning a lot about myself these past few years. And one thing that trips me up is thinking about thinking. I mean, clearly, it trips me up. Is that because of brain damage? Am I, uh, special? Am I? Should I go to the short bus a little bit? A little bit. A friend of mine said I have a touch of the tism, which is fine. I'm not ashamed. I love myself. It's not easy. I can't. Not that I can't. It's hard being successful. I got to make money. You know about that? You know about how you know about the need to make money? I got a lot of expenses. I got a nice house. Thanks, Dad, for having some life insurance and that other thing. He left me some money when he died. And it's all in this house and student loans. But now it's just debt, credit card debt, which I got a plan. I got to work. This is not part of my plan. God damn it. Okay, story time. Abiogenesis. I was talking. It's not going to make any sense now. This video is not about that anymore. You know who's going to sit through 7 minutes of that to get to the. Maybe this video is just me needing to lament that little things are hard. Everything is kind of hard, and I'm uncomfortable with lots of things. It would be nice when things make sense and things are rolling. That has happened to me. I'm not immune. I mean, I haven't had a life full of this, just frustratingness. Sometimes things work out great. Lots of things are working out great. Me expressing myself, it's awkward because I don't. Do I stop doing it? Am I not really up for it? Let me skip to the good part. I talk about, life to my children and about what we are and what energy is and how it all comes, where it all comes from. And I talk about where I think the natural evolution of energy, the early universe and how entropy just makes the natural process of energy flowing makes, clumps of energy here and randomness here and events happen here. And all of a sudden you have stuff. And then complexity is a natural part of the process. Things get more complex as you have so much stuff and so much energy and so much motion and action and fusion in the stars and making elements, smashing protons into each other to make helium and then heavier elements and then they fly around, they do other things and electrons and push things around. So you have all these variables, all these elements, all these properties of this universe, and then it feels very natural to me that life is just one of the extreme examples of complexity. Life is a very extreme example, a human life especially, a very extreme example of complexity. We are the highest that we've ever seen, most complex forms of energy. And the complexity we have is unbelievable. So unbelievable that we made a religion. People can't understand how complex we are. They say God did it. That, that's an explanation, but then what's God? So it's not a great one. Um, but the beautiful part, so that sounds really cold to a lot of people, right? But the really fun part, the really icing, the silver lining on this is that we do have this experience. We are this universe. We are just complex forms of matter. Here's some less complex forms. My finger, right there. I was trying to point to some in non-complex forms of energy, because mass is energy, and we are just clumps of energy, but really complex forms and energy. We've made these. we and the universe has made these structures, these molecular structures that have combined, and now we got these cell walls, and now we got these mitochondrias, and now we got these super complex. Once you get cells, then it explodes into this life thing. Getting cells was a trick. It was a trick, but there's good ideas on how that stuff arises. It's not far fetched. You get enough stuff, enough energy, enough randomness, you're going to get complexity. So, the beautiful part is that here we are. And we arose, we are, dead stuff. But this experience is fun. Us being the universe is somehow fun. Fun. The universe is fun. We are the universe. It's fun. Fun being the universe. It's fun being atoms. How can being atoms be fun? Somehow it is. And I think that's amazing. I think seeing us this way is not scary or cold or dead, because the universe, you could say, is largely dead and there's life, but you could also say the whole universe is life. Every bit of energy is life. You could look at it that way too. And I think I've done a lot of thinking about this. It feels legitimate to me to say that, to feel that. And it takes it's a process to get here. I remember first feeling these ideas and thinking, am I nothing? Am I not alive or something? Or do I not have a soul? And I think I remember being uncomfortable with that, but I'm not uncomfortable with that anymore. And that doesn't really remove my fears. I still want this human life, and I want my existence in society. I want my house and my life, my human life. I still want that. I don't think this changes that, because I think it's all I think our civilization is a part of this process, and it deserves to be respected. Yeah, we're silly humans running around, but that's also a beautiful part of this process. The universe has made we, we the universe, us, has evolved into, really cool planets with really cool complex plants and animals and bacterias and humans and civilization. And what's next? What's the next level of complexity? Let's get there. I think it's all a natural process, and I think that makes it. I'm excited by that idea. I think it's a beautiful idea that we have these individual experiences of this universe. We have these personal. We're personal cities of complexities. We're like these. We're trillions of complexities adding up to this emergent complexity, and I think that's just it's a natural thing. So that's cool. But what about purpose? Hmm? Can't have life without purpose. Well, I don't think it removes any of that. I think the universe made us not necessarily for a reason. It's a natural, but kind of, because even though from this perspective we're all like quote unquote dead stuff, complexity still has it still it creates reason for itself. There's there's opportunities that arise for energy to shift and organize. And I've said this a bunch of times, but the universe is built on chaos, and order is sort of the balance, and nothing makes order more than life. I mean, there's all there is, but chaos also makes order, and it has, and it does, and it's constantly doing that. Chaos, naturally just everything flows. Sometimes you're going to get some random order, and that's how things happen. But now that we have order, order can get together with other order and make more complex order. And it seems like order is kind of a purpose. And so I've often said that the purpose of life is to make order out of the chaos, the natural chaos. And order is natural also, but but life is this complex version of order. And then life's kind of purpose is to kind of help energy organize. If you look at how cells work, uh, I don't know a lot about it. I'm not a great biologist, but one thing that cells do, some parts of cells do, is they can take energy and move it around, like take chemical energy, and purposefully move it, which, you know, decreases entropy, makes more order. And I think that same analogy can be applied on a higher level. I think on a human level, chaos is suffering and order is kindness. Putting things back in order is applying kindness. And it's when you have an idea like that, it just kind of makes so much sense. It really does help. It just it's something to latch onto, but and how do you apply that same idea to all these other ideas? I mean, like, if we're all dead stuff, I hate it's not a good word. So we're not dead stuff. We're energy. And energy doesn't seem to be dead. So why do we call it that? Life from death, abiogenesis. But really it's complexity from lower levels of complexity. It's another level of complexity, and we call it life. Sorry. What I was trying to say was, if we're all this just not alive stuff and deep down, oh, I lost my train of thought. It's early, like I said. But I wanted to share that, and I wanted to share my other feelings in this 20 minutes. And uh, this process, sharing that video yesterday was weird. And I don't know if I'm actually up for it. I don't know. That's okay. I got to get to work, though. And I wanted to get this off my chest. So maybe this is still just an exercise for me, 20 minutes. thank you guys for your support. That was that was really nice. And I know I said some offensive things in there, and I find myself really wanting to check myself and really wanting to be, um, God damn it, what's the word? Tactful. But everyone's tactful. Not everyone, clearly. But the pro, all the successful, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Tact is useful in influence of people, or whatever. You don't want to piss off people if you're trying to help people. Is that what I'm trying to do? Help people? I did just say that was the purpose, didn't I? I don't know. It's really, I don't know if I'm good enough to help people. And wanting to help people is not maybe good enough. I got to be really smart and really effective, and I got to study. I got to put a lot of energy in. And I don't. I mean, I do, but not specifics. I don't study specifics. I study just metaphysics, basically. And physics, but I want to tell you all about my physics theories. Did you know that I think this is going to be probably wrong and everyone's going to say it's wrong, but I think dark energy is negative gravity? Do you know that space flows like water towards energy? That's a new theory that I came up with, but then I saw other people. I don't, maybe I didn't come up with it. I probably didn't come up with it. I probably was inspired by something. And then I started hearing later, after I took that idea and ran with it. This is stupid. After took that idea and ran with it, I really started to visualize gravity as flowing space. And then I started seeing recently people describe it that way. But I probably was inspired by the same thing they were inspired by. It's a cool idea. It makes gravity make so much more sense. So like right now, standing on this floor, I am accelerating upwards. And that's the force that I feel. Really, it's kind of space flowing through me, trying to go through the ground. But the ground is holding me up against that pressure of space, and that is the force I feel. The ground holding me up. Why does the ground hold me up? Because there's jiggles. There's atoms bumping into each other, pushing things out. We have this internal pressure. These planets, big rocks, have internal pressure, and that pressure pushes outward. It's kind of not super intuitive, and I don't know why Einstein didn't describe it this way, but this seems like that's what's happening. And take that a step further, maybe in the deep between galaxies in the deep recesses of space, where space is so flat, so not curved by mass, by energy, that it naturally expands. Maybe the natural function of space is to expand, and when mass gets when mass shows up, space contracts around it. And that's the flowing effect, and it pulls everything in with it, because we are just following a natural straight line through space. That's our coordinate system. And my straight line is right there, is this way. So I'm trying to go that way. I'm trying to go that way because that's where space is telling me that's where space is going. I'm going with it. I'm trying to. Yeah. Anyways, I feel so bad for you, sitting through this. I kind of hope nobody watches it. I'm not going to share it. But if you want to see someone struggle with their insecurity in indecisiveness, not really insecurity, unsure. What am I trying to say? If you want to see someone struggle with that, just know that if you struggle with that too, you're not alone. Of course, you know that already. Everyone's been talking about our struggles. If you want to ask me anything about that kind of stuff, I'm glad to talk about it. I love talking about it. I got a lot of things I want to tell you. You kidding me? I want to make videos about actual content. Instead, I make videos about me making videos because that's I can't get my head wrapped around anything besides the present. And the present is this feeling of anxiety a little bit and 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 worry and second guessing. And maybe maybe I just have to get through this. Maybe I just have to say it 1,000 times and then I'll finally get comfortable enough